Hi, darling. Welcome back. There's something I find absolutely insensitive and insidious when I see the Black middle class performing poverty or using poverty for clout. There was this trend recently that I've been seeing on TikTok whereby students are posting what I ate as a broke student, and all their meals are sponsored by Uber Eats or McDonald's. And I just like, this cannot be real. Like, this cannot be real. And in my mind, I'm just like, there's nothing wrong with coming from privileged. If you're Black middle class and you come from privilege, that's okay. You were blessed by your parents. Your parents were lucky to get an education and be in certain spaces at the right time. But you have to think about what is the reality of South Africa. Most people in South Africa don't have the options of the meals that you claim to be poverty snacks. What inspired me to make this video also was a recent TikTok by Litabo. I only use like 2 minutes of the video. If you want to watch the rest of the video, you can go on TikTok. I will link it down below.
Increasingly difficult for me to bite my tongue when I witness the Black middle class, semi-privileged Black people and very privileged Black people romanticizing poverty. Because it seems to me as though a lot of them do not fully understand how dehumanizing poverty is. For a lot of them, they think that poverty is a minor inconvenience. It's a cheaper way of living. It's a lifestyle where this month we have certain luxuries and next month we deprive ourselves. We skip a couple of months, then we have those luxuries again. When in actuality, there is not a single moment of comfort in poverty. At the time when these privileged Black people share their own stories, they will try to dismiss the severity of poverty by saying, well, my mom had 3,000 Rand left in her account in the last few days of the month, but somehow we made it through. That might be uncomfortable, but that's not poverty. Oh, but as a uni student, today we ate burgers, tomorrow I ate noodles. Uncomfortable. Uni student with not a big enough allowance, who's still learning how to manage finances, but not poverty. And they forget that they're tweeting and making videos about this poverty from Blue Valley Golf Estate. You're tweeting and making videos about this poverty from your two-bedroom in Protea Glen. You're tweeting and making videos about this poverty from your apartment in Greenstone. And I'm not saying I wish for your downfall so you can experience it firsthand, but be cognizant of the things around you that make it easy for you to make it seem like living in poverty is easy. Conversation gets a bit more complex and confusing when people start to argue about whether or not people should be mindful of making children when they are living in these extreme conditions of poverty.
Why do I care? Why do I care? I care because I was one of those students. As much as people could hear my English accent and assume that I came from a privileged background, I am those students. You don't know the reality of where I come from and the fact that everything that I have, I worked hard to get. This is my work. This is my struggle. This is what I've gotten from being an educated Black person. But I relate. I speak for the kids who are in varsity who only have 10 Rand. The kids who have to survive on I'ma go slow. Just for the day, just to go through the day, I'ma go slow or I'ma guinya, just to go through the day. I speak for those kids because the internet creates this false perception of reality. That is not poverty. What you're going through is being uncomfortable. You know that at the end of the month, as a Black middle class, you know that at the end of the month, there's something coming in. You know that you are still going to get an allowance from your parents. You still have the options. You have variety of meals to choose from. Kids who are in actual poverty don't have a choice of what meal they have. I was in that position. Luckily, I had a boyfriend at the time for 1 year who helped me with groceries. But after that relationship ended, I was struggling. I didn't know. I'm like, every time I think about it, I don't want to think about it. But that time was ugly. Being a student who actually comes from the township, a broke student, an actual broke student, not someone who's uncomfortable. I know what it is like to not know what you're going to eat. And sometimes I was lucky for certain initiatives that VITS implemented. There was a time that they implemented the food bank, which I hope is still running. Those are the things that were my saving grace. It's okay to be authentic to the fact that you were blessed. You're one of those students who come from a certain family background. And I am conscious, yes, I'm conscious of the fact that as Black middle class, you are one salary or two salaries away from poverty. I get that. But let's not act like you understand the experience of the working class. You are performing the experience of the working class for clout, for likes, for comments. The internet has made us so insensitive and very much self-obsessed that we want to be like relatable. And someone's gonna, I know it's probably satire, this could be satire, but are we not conscious of the fact that in South Africa, the reality is those who live in poverty probably don't even have access to the internet as much as you do. They probably don't have a phone. And what's even funny is when I saw some of the people who were posting what I ate as a broke student. You were eating 7 colors while holding your iPhone, one of the latest iPhone models. It's okay to be privileged. Why do you want to project an image of, I'm just like the other Black people? I'm also struggling like you guys. I hate when people perform or pander and try to be relatable. And that's not even, I don't even think they want to be relatable. I just think some people want to show off that this is what I eat. This is what is considered poverty to me. Because if you look at the meals, I'm just like, are you serious? 7 colors is poverty meals to you. A wrap, a chicken wrap, McDonald's, debonaise, beef, chicken. I'm judging. I know I am judging because I'm just like, I am one of those kids who didn't have options. When you're poor, you don't have an options of meals. You have the option to eat what you have available. I'm thinking about the times where I saw students sleeping in computer labs. There's a basement in some of the VITS universities. I remember going in the basement at some point and I saw bags. I also saw blankets, which made me realize like this kids, the students who are sleeping here, this is their reality. They sleep here and they have to wake up and pretend to be like every other student. We don't talk about poverty doesn't give you options. It doesn't. It's very dehumanizing. Poverty makes you a tool. You become a tool to basically help systems that make money continue to generate money. You become a tool because you become a domestic worker, the domestic worker that earns 3.5 to ensure the smooth running of a wealthy family's house. You become the cashier, you become the cleaner, you become the janitor to make other people's lives smoother. You become a tool. You become a backdrop that's only recognized in moments when people want to seem relatable, in moments when people want to project an image of empathy, where they're like, I'm like you, I'm just like you, I'm empathetic. Whereas you get to go back to your gated community, you get to close, you get to be behind electric fences. You get to dip into that reality in moments of uncomfortability when you only have maybe 3,000 Rand in your bank account in the last week of the month. You get to dip your toes a little bit in that uncomfortability, but you get to go back to the comfortable reality of your life. Poverty doesn't give you that option to dip your toe into it. It becomes your reality. We don't talk about the kids who have to share their NSFAS money with their family back home, where they are the hope for their entire family, where they are going to still struggle with black tax. Even when they graduate and they work, they are going to be the breadwinner. So poverty doesn't end. Poverty is expensive. I was thinking of this other picture, one of the most popular pictures from National Geographic of it's titled Afghan Girl. The picture is a photograph of Shabat Gula. Shabat Gula, who was orphaned at the age of 6 in Afghanistan during the Soviet invasion. Her parents were killed in the war. And at 12 years old in 1984, she was photographed by Steve McCurry. Her picture was globally recognized. It became as popular as the Mona Lisa because of how haunting the picture was, of just how striking the appearance of her eyes was. The struggle, the impact of war, it was like, look, this is war. This is the face of someone going through war. This is what suffering looks like. She was photographed, not even recognized or even given a name for years. The photographer didn't even know her name, and he got recognized, he got popularity, he probably did get money as well from that picture and possibly awards. Whereas that little girl who grew into an older lady was never recognized. She was still living in Afghanistan. She was only evacuated in 2021 from a picture that got global popularity. She was taken as a tool. Her picture, and there's many other examples, it's a tool to show. It's like when wealthy people try to be humanistic and show that we care. I care. Here's a picture of struggle. I took a picture to show the world that struggle exists. Look at how other people are struggling. We need to help them. It's to project this image of poverty, to project this image of empathy to the world, to show that you're human and you care and you're this charitable person. Yet you get to go back to your comfortable reality. The photographer got to go back to his comfortable reality while Shabat was still in Afghanistan, in the struggle, living a relatively private life. She only got evacuated from that country in 2021. This is to exemplify and encapsulate how much you become a tool. If you're in poverty, if you're going through poverty, you become a tool to basically show people, oh, this is struggle. You get people who are wealthy to show off and be like, they come to your environment, they donate, they give money, they take pictures with you. Even when celebrities go and take pictures in poor environments, I'm just like, I don't know how to feel about that. Using poverty as a backdrop. You get to take a picture with the poverty, donate whatever you donate, and you get to go back to your reality. You get to go and take pictures with African children. I used to see this on dating apps like years ago. People taking pictures with African children, doing charity work. And I'm like, you taking a picture of these African children to showcase that you care, you're humanistic. Why can't you donate things without taking a picture of it, without showing it to the world? Because you know you want to project an image, you want to be relatable, you want to be like, I'm human too, I understand your struggle. It's okay to be privileged. You are blessed because poverty isn't normal. I just hate when people perform that they are just like us, that they care, that they are also going through struggle. I'm just like every other Black person. It's okay to be blessed. Just don't use poverty as a way to get clout. I don't know, there's something for me, I'm just like, Why do you have to do that? You could just say what I ate in a week as a student. And I know people are going to be like, why are you policing what people post? Because I also have an opinion like everyone else, and I care about showcasing my reality and the unspoken voices realities. Some students don't even know how to articulate how dehumanizing it is to watch someone perform your struggle. They get to perform it, not live it. They get to go in and out of your struggle and tap into it for oppression points. You live, there's no escape from it. That's why this topic for me was very triggering. So, darling, if you got to the end of the video, please continue watching the ads because they really help me as I go on this new journey of content creation. And leave food in the comment section. Leave a food emoji, any kind of food in the comment section. And I'm looking forward to hearing your opinions on this topic. Thank you for watching, darling. Bye-bye.